So Kimberley, I came along here today to have a wee chat with you about the shop that you've opened up here in Bellshill, which is called the CBD for you, for me. I'm somebody who's quite an outspoken person about the benefits of this plant does have on the human body. We've been having a few talks by the group of people calling themselves the Medicinal Cannabis Reform Scotland group. Last week we had one in East Kilbride, and tomorrow we're going to have another one in Blantyre. And they're trying to take their own personal stories into the Scottish Government that we have in Holyrood and try and get them to take the hemp plant, that's what its real name is, out with the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971. That's what I do, and having a look at it differently. We know from having a look at the videos and the testimonials online and mostly on YouTube that the effects that some of the states, especially in America, when they have the legislation, to go and access it, even as much as on prescription, you can see the benefit. Yet here in the UK and especially Scotland, it's still criminalised. Right. So while the group are still trying to petition with the Scottish Parliament, we do have access to part of the plant that we call CBD, hence the reason why it's called the shop. Right, this is something that's quite easily accessible online.
Yep.
But a lot of people are still maybe in the dark over the information about what's the difference between CBD and obviously THC. If they can take the CBD, is it still going to have the same effects as THC? So I think part of what you're doing and part of what I'm kind of realising about this is a lot of people don't know anything. And so it's like having an access to come in and speak to somebody on a one-to-one always seems to work better for me and the people of Scotland.
It's just new, more or less, and a lot of them are still struggling to come to terms with it. Like, a lot of them still think it's like the THC is the drug and the CBD is different, so they don't really... A lot of the older ones are going, oh no, I don't want to take that if it's going to give me the same effect if I smoke cannabis, or more or less like the CBD. They're realising now the CBD doesn't give them the same effect like what the cannabis does, so they want to start taking it like a prescription, more or less. It's for good health, it's for their good well-being, it's to help them more or less along the way.
Sure.
A lot of their problems, but they've got a lot of their problems, what you hear them saying.
So where did your own interest come and then open up the shop?
It was just more or less like my partner moved his hydroponic shop to a bigger premises, and we were going to do it on the internet for the house. I was at first, because a lot of his reps came in and asked him to take like the CBD and the new drops and the skincare stuff is the new thing, and he wasn't interested at first. Then more or less when we opened the new shop and there were an extra bit like an office to it, so we decided to do that as the CBD shop, because there's no really anywhere in, there's Glasgow more or less, like where I'm at now is Bellshill, there's no really anywhere. It's got a shop everywhere, it's off the internet, but you don't know what you're buying off the internet, more or less, because I've had a lot of people buying stuff off the internet what they don't know what they're taking.
No, I'm sure last week when I was in East Kilbride with the first talk, there was a few people there who were actually trying to access it, and I think even like from what one research, there's a few scams out there.
That's what I'm going to say, because we actually seen one on the internet a couple of weeks ago. My sister texted me and she started asking too many questions and he blocked her, and then when I went to the shop at the bottom where I live in East End, the lassies were going, oh, you do this, you've got the CBD, and I do the CBD, and they've told me they've all paid a man to send them CBD oil for drops, and it was 75% CBD, and they paid £45 for it, and not one of them got it. Not one of them. He's blocked every one of them and never given any of them money back. So it was another scammer.
Right. So obviously there's a lot of people having a look at the benefits. Money is quite tight for a lot of people here in Scotland, so to be able to then send that money off to somebody who you feel as if it's going to return the products that you've asked for, and then find out that nothing comes through the post is obviously going to be a disappointment. This is why just now sometimes it's own access that we have to it just now. I think we're talking earlier on, I think there's actually only like 3 shops in the whole of Scotland that I know of. I mean, the one we have here in Bellshill, there's one in Bathgate, and I think there's one in Dundee. That's only 3 shops I have. So as I find out, sometimes the information or questions people have to ask really does come with sitting down with somebody and having a face-to-face.
It does, that's it, and they tell you what their problems are, then you can help them more or less. Like, I've got a lot of older people coming in with arthritis, and they say, before they come in, they go, we've googled it, if you get THC in it, and I go, but he's on an American website, and they tell you they're on an American website, and I go, but can we get it? And I go, you can't get it brought into Scotland, it gets stopped at customs. So then they go, but we don't want the THC in it, we just want the CBD in it. And it's just mad. I've got a lot of regulars coming back. It's like the arthritis, and like I've got a man who's got, is it the army, he's just at the army, the young boy, he's got that, is it
PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
And he comes in and takes the CBD, and he swears by it now. He comes back, he's came back, and actually he's got me sending stuff to his friends in London because he went down there at the weekend. He let them try it. They says they were a lot more settled with it, so he's got me sending CBD down to them in London. And I'm like, but I think there's shops in London that sell it, but because he's used this, they make the same kind and they prefer that. That way. And I've got another man who takes the CBD, what I've got, and it's got CBDA in it, and it's got 0.2% THC, what is law. He's got cancer, and he says he's been taking it for 2 months, and he went for his 7-week checkup a couple of weeks ago, and he says his tumours shrunk, and the other 2 tumours what he had has disappeared. And you're in 2 minds, because he swears by that's the only stuff he uses. He's no went for chemo, he's no took anything else, he's just took the pure paste.
Right. So how long have you had this shop open?
3 months now. 3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
So we're just in the first week of September.
So this is like going into the 4 months of it now.
So what kind of products is it that you can get from your shop?
I do the capsules, and they've got the capsules. They're 10% CBD in each capsule. You've got the drops. I do them from 5% CBD to 100 ml to 100 CBD in it. I've got the balm. It's like for arthritis. Like a lot of the older ones come in and use it just to rub it in. It's like deep heat, but it's the balm, and a lot of them come for that. They say it works miracles. It helps them with their arthritis in their knees and their legs and their arms, and it's good for like psoriasis or like skin problems. It's good for skin problems, so you can use it on everything more or less. Like a burn, you can rub it on it all nose, makes a scar no as bad as either. Or if you've got a cut, it takes clears, it helps clear it up faster as well. And I've got the vapes, what you can smoke. It's just, instead of using the tobacco vaping, you just pour the CBD into it and you use that as well.
Right, because I'm sure it's like, for one of the times we come in here, it's like, it's such a new place, it really has to be done through word of mouth just now. As you said, obviously you have a web.
I've got a web page, I have CBD for me for you.
Right, so is that
www.cbdformeforyou that way. So it is just word of mouth, just now. It's just try to get, when people come in, they go, oh, we didn't know you were here. And they're hesitating as well, because they go, is it legal? Is it no legal? And you're like, no, but you can take it. But as I say, I think they should make it legal.
Sure.
For the THC, because it helps a lot of other people. Like, there is people there who I've had 2 people in this week who have got, one man's got 8 months to live and another man's got 6 months to live, and they're trying to, they take the CBD just to prolong and help them feel better, because they're trying to spend more time with their family, and they think, if they knew about CBD a few years ago, maybe it would have helped them, maybe it would have stopped it their cancer spreading or getting worse for them.
Sure, some of my own research really obviously come from Rick Simpson,
Uh-huh.
a guy from Canada, who really, when he promoted his video film Run From The Cure,
Uh-huh.
really did open up eyes. One of the things I picked up in some of his interviews, he said that when you come across the hemp oil, whether it's in THC form or CBD form, really there's two things to take into consideration. One is whatever age your human body is. Another one is how badly damaged it is also. Because it doesn't fix all, cure all. As you said, it's like if somebody's body's so badly damaged that even no matter how much oil they take, it's still not going to make a difference. But he did say that if you introduce it into your diet, then it makes the passage from this reality into the next one a lot more easier.
Gives them a wee help along the way.
Sure.
It helps them feel better, and like as I've started taking it where I says I didn't take it at all, and now I swear by it. Like I'm not a big eater. I don't eat a lot, and now I take that. I eat breakfast, dinner, lunch. Where sometimes I would just only have a snack at night. And the other thing is, it helps me sleep. Where you can sleep right through. It helps you settle at night. It doesn't give you where you can go into a deep sleep. And the other thing is, I've got arthritis in my fingers, and I've not had any pain this week because of the weather's changing, and I think it's through the CBD. But then sometimes I go, is it no? Because sometimes I'm thinking to myself, I'm one of the is it just my imagination? But then and then now I'm thinking the other day, I've not had a migraine in 3 months either since I've took it, and I'm quite prone to migraines as well.
Right.
So that's like the stories you hear where other people come back and tell me. I'm going, it's just, I don't understand why the government are not giving it out to a lot of people who really need it.
Sure. I think part of the group, one of the speakers in the group, is that they know the benefits of it. One MP who gave a wee talk at the East Kilbride meeting, he said that there's not enough people want it. As we say, it's like if there was enough people who were either sharing their stories and going along to their councillors or MPs, then that pressure that would be put on them would mean that we'd have access to it just now. But he said just now, because people are apprehensive, as you said, we've read these stories online, one does cure many things. And even when you come along, I find when people take it themselves, it's almost as if it works for everybody else, but it doesn't work for me. So sometimes you have to take it, to find out.
That's how I tried it, because then I could say to people when they come in and go, well, does it help migraines? I can say, well, then it helps my migraines, but it might not help yours, but you can only try and see.
Sure.
It's like, I've got the 5% CBD, I've got a big market for that for kids. A lot of adults come in for it for their kids that's got autism. And I've got a boy who's 4, and no my boy personally, but a customer comes in, and he was on holiday and he started using it, and he ran out when he came back, and he says what a difference his kid since he started taking it. The wee boy can speak, picks out his colours, his cards, and doesn't go into like his tantrums as regularly as what he did. And you sit back and you go, well, why are they not getting it in prescription? And if they did give him the THC, how better could the kid have been? In the longer run, he could have probably got it off a prescription, and he could have read right before like any normal kid had before. Where this kid's just learning now to start speaking in colours, more or less just being a normal 4-year-old now after taking it.
Sure, I'm sure like for many people listening to the show, they realise that autism, or the spread of autism in the last 10-20 years really has been tenfold in this area. It's like you're going to have a look at some of the videos again up on YouTube about how the vaccinations cause these symptoms of autism. And even there's one that came out called Gardasil, was supposed to be given to girls to prevent them from getting cancer
That's
later
right.
on in life. So all these kids are getting all these injections inside of them. We now realise that some of the ingredients inside them are causing these symptoms of autism. But because nobody knew about it at the time, they just felt as if their child was just one of the children who had autism. And all children are special to their parents no matter what they have. Some of the symptoms that come along with it, as we see up online, it really is disturbing for the children and also for the parents to have to look after it. So it's almost like the whole family's under pressure. Some of the information again online is like THC, everybody needs a THC.
That's what they promote quite a lot of that.
But like for yourself now, having people coming in and trying the CBD oil, which is available to us just now, the effect that they can have on that child, as you said, seems to make a difference. I don't know if this was the same child you were telling me about the wee boy that was sitting in the corner.
That was the wee boy. I had the wee boy that sat and didn't bother with anybody, and now he's starting to like have a full conversation with you and could pick. But only his dad did say one thing that's great about him is when 2 o'clock in the morning, he always had the whole house up. His brothers and his sisters, he always caused a tantrum. And see now, since he started taking the CBD, he actually gets up at 2 and goes into bed with his mum and dad and falls asleep and doesn't have the whole house up. And the dad says it's a lot better for us because we can go about our work, being like asleep or worrying what he's up to. That's what more or less they do, because they're too busy worrying, is he going to take a tantrum today, is he going to be normal or no normal, but is he going to just be an easygoing kid, just like a normal kid?
Sure, and I think like most parents, obviously you're looking after children all the time. If you have one of your children who has symptoms of autism, then it's almost as if you're on alert all the time. And I think like for everyone, at some point when they're under that kind of amount of pressure, that it does tell on the lack of sleep that you do have.
That's what the dad said. It was like he ran out on holiday and he just says, I need it, I need to. He went, I don't know if it's for me or for my boy, he went, so he could get asleep, he went, but it's just, I need it, he went, and that was like 2 days, and the wee boy's been on it for 2 months now. Right. He's been taking it for 2 months, and what a difference they say, what a different boy he is, and they can't get air, like, only the CBD could do this to make him like talk about his colours and have a conversation with you, and it's just like a different, like a better feeling for them. They know their boy's no going to sit in a corner and no speak to anybody and take a tantrum, and now I think they're just happy now. They know he can talk, because at first they didn't think he could speak at all until later on he started taking the CBD, and it takes up to about, say, 5 days. It gradually works in. It's like any antibiotic, like you've got to let it build up in your system, and it's the same as that. You've got to let it build up in your system, and that's when you see the effects. Like I've had people back going, I've been on it for 2 days and nothing's happened to me. But then they come back a couple of weeks and go, oh no, but I'm alright now, I can do this and I can do that. And it's just fascinating what it does for people, and a lot of people are still hesitating taking it.
Sure. I think the competition that we have just now is obviously the doctors at the end of the road. Right. Most people are used to going along, telling them what's wrong with them, then they write a prescription along to the local chemist, and then they take the tablet. And sometimes the fact of just taking the tablet seems to make them feel better, because it was the doctor who gave it to them.
That's it.
So it must make them feel better. I think, like yourself, Kimberley, sometimes you have to take it over a couple of days. It's not really as if you take it in the one night.
It works straight away.
It works right away. Although I must say that the bag of chocolate that you gave me yesterday with the CBD oil really did work in such a way that I think last night was one of the best sleeps I've had for such a long time.
I think as long as it's better than the cookies you got.
So for all the different products, and as I said, people don't have the experience of it. So they're coming in. So you were saying earlier on about there's different ages, different groups, different backgrounds. It's almost as if there's people are open to it now.
A lot of people are starting to get open to it. It's like when the older ones come in, I've got 2 older women at 80, and they come in, they go, oh, as long as I'm not taking drugs or anything like that, and I try and explain to them, no, there's no THC in it, it's only CBD, and they still go, oh, it's like the 70s then, it should get back to the 70s. I mean, they just think, as soon as you say CBD, they think it's connected to the THC, the cannabis and everything else, and one of them go, oh, they should make it legal if it helps you, and that way. Like one of the wee old women, she comes in and just buys tea because she likes the tea. It's got the CBD in it, and it's caramel tea, and she says what a difference. She gets her sleep and she feels great in the morning. And I'm like, all right, and she's like, I just have a wee cup of tea with it in the morning. And I think it's just, you're just trying to get, it's like everything else, they're just new to it, they don't understand it, unless their grandkids tell them about it, or their daughters or somebody tell them about it, or one of their neighbours say, oh, I've used CBD. I mean, that's how I've got a lot of my customers, is word of mouth. A lot of them say, oh, my neighbour came in and she's using it and she says it's great, and they come in for it now. It's like, no, a woman, like my custom, it's not like, oh, that's just stick a label on it and send it to them, I don't know them. It's like, no, I know about what their problems are, their families. It's like, they come and tell you what is wrong with them before they use the CBD. Then I go, right, you can take the paste stuff, is more or less for the cancer and for more or less bad arthritis, and the drops are more or less like for the pains, aches and pains. And I've got a lot of people coming in just the new trying to go off the morphine. See the morphine what the doctors prescribe them, the patches. Really? I've got a lot of people coming in and they're going, we want to come off the morphine, and we've googled, we see the CBD helps. And I go, well, then I can't tell you to take the CBD and you'll need to go to your doctors. And it's a guy that's been on it for 10 years, and he's trying to gradually come off the morphine by using the CBD.
So that's like 10 years that he's been taking morphine patches.
They told him the only way he could come off the morphine patches if he went on the methadone programme.
Is that the option he was given?
He was given an option, and he's googled and seen it that CBD helps with coming off of morphine. And depression, he told me a lot of depression, and there's what else like diabetes, and it's used for ladies' menopause. I've got 5 women that come in for menopause. It stops them sweating, it stops them getting agitated, and just typical women menopause, it helps them with that. And I go, are you sure? And they go, what a difference we feel, we're on the tablets for the menopause and that's helped us. And I go, alright, I think I'm still kind of myself. I'm going, I've never heard CBD used for menopause, and it's women, it's googling it, and it's people in America, and they come in here and they go, as long as it's not got THC in it. But where I think sometimes you do need the THC to help with a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've showed me one or two. I think it might have been the paste that you have.
The paste.
This looks like the oil in the syringe.
Mm-hmm, in the syringe.
It's almost as if when they're making the CBD oil, it's like it's very difficult to extract all the THC from it. So I think there's a guideline that we have just now about products that come with CBD. I think you said to me at some point. I
think we're legal to sell it as 0.5% CBD. Right. That's our border. But that's the one where when you do a drug test, it doesn't come up in a drug test. It doesn't give you the munchies, it doesn't give you a hallucination, it doesn't give you the effect what if you want to take the full THC one, but it's low, 5%.
Sure, so 7.0.
And I don't think where you see there is one of my customers that does come in, our boy's he's really disabled, and he's got a lot of other problems along with it, and that's what she really wants, the THC. She was getting it from America, and now it's been stopped, she can't get it in anymore. So the wee boy's back to taking like 200 seizures a day. And I says to her, only thing I've got would be able to try and help you with the pure paste with the 0.2%. She says it helps him, but he still gets the seizures, but he doesn't get them as regular as what he got them at the first, when he never took it. But that's like a lady that really, really needs it. This herself kind of thing, the THC. It's in next door, I I've whispered now. Like that man there, he's got cancer and he's got 8 months to live.
Right.
But he comes in to get the pure paste just to try and prolong it as long as he can. He's googled it, like the THC, and that's what he first came in. When he first came in here, he asked me, do I do the Rick Simpson oil?
Yeah.
Where I can't do it. It's against the law. I don't know when it really kind of does it.
Sure.
But he'll still come in and take the paste because it's got 0.2% THC in it.
Right. As you said, I think it's like because people are having a look up online, they're looking to access it almost in any form just now. And even taking the CBD oil paste, even though it might have a small percentage of THC,
they feel better because they think we're getting a bit in us. That'll help us, kind of thing.
Right. The research I've got on the CBD oil or the THC oil was that you really have to get it inside the human body. Right. It works very well. These new words that we learned called the endocannabinoid receptor system.
Cannabinoid
system. It's something that's part of the human body, but we just don't have access to the food source. I mean, it gets activated. So the CBD oil, I think, works as well.
It releases it a bit. I think it releases it in your body.
Sure. So therefore, then it allows your body then to heal itself from the inside. I think one of the things I find from growing up around about this age is like everybody's used to going to the doctor, obviously, and the doctor gives them something. So it's the doctor that makes them feel better because they've been giving them something. When you try and turn that round about, and actually the healing comes from inside of you, and what you want to try and do is try and take something that's not from the doctor. So these options are just available to us just now. Like for ourselves, we feel as if the whole world knows about the hemp plant. But I think through maybe your experience of opening the shop, you realise that some people really don't know.
A lot of them don't know. It's like they come in and they go, oh, but, and I go, no, we use the root and the THC comes to the top, and explain it, and they go, but is it no just THC? And you try to explain, no, you've got different forms there, and that's what. But there's supposed to be a big market for the CBD. There's supposed to be like £1 billion market for CBD for the next few years coming, because everybody's going to want to use it at one point.
I think, like from your own experience inside the shops, it's like once word of mouth gets out,
it gets. That's what it is. You get a lot of the older ones coming in, and it's quite funny. I had a lady coming in, and you wouldn't even expect her. She was so well respected and everything, and she's like, "I'm in for THC," and I'm like, "But I don't sell it." I was like, "I don't sell it," and she went, "Oh no, my granddaughter," and she showed me her and her granddaughter googled to come here because she's got arthritis and she can't sleep well right at night. I went and she came in and try to explain her about the CBD, and she took it and she's come back again because she enjoyed it. She says she got her sleep, and it's something that she wouldn't even have thought about it, and it was her granddaughter. It says here, "Gran, why do you no try the CBD stuff?" And she was like, "Oh no me," until she came in and met me, and I explained a lot about it, and she's a regular now. She's like a wee regular woman. She comes in, it's like every about 2 months she comes in and gets her drops.
Right, so I thought for myself, I mean, working with maybe more to do with THC, so you can see the difference in somebody. I mean, and almost you can see the difference in people who take it and people who don't take it. To me, one of the big things which I recommend is why people should have as part of their diet is because of the broken sleep. I mean, it's either because of stimulation that we have round about us all the time. It may be to do with the medication that they're already taking. And to go through a period of weeks, months or even years without a good night's sleep does make a difference in how you interact with people the following day. So for me, like I said last night, like having a good night's sleep is almost as if your body's relaxed enough. I mean, to either repair itself, and then when you wake up the following day,
you feel a lot better. You
feel a lot better.
You feel a lot. That's what I've noticed. Where I'm one of the people where I can hear the grass grow when I'm in my bed sleeping. I can hear the home help's going to my pensioners across the road, and I can hear it every time they come. See now, since I've started taking it, I don't hear the cars shutting. I get a relaxed sleep, and I'm no agitated in the morning when I get up. I'm no a grumpy witch. I've not had my sleep, but now I take my sleep. And I'm actually trying to get my sister to give my nephew it. He's 7, and just there's nothing wrong with him, but it's just for well-being, for his health, for everything else, because they think he's got a touch of, breathing, what's that called, asthma.
Right.
And I say, give him it and see if it'll help with it. But knowing him, he's like, oh, it tastes horrible. I was like, I'm like, try, it's alright. I was like, you're fine. He thinks it tastes what does he say? It tastes wheat. And I'm going, it doesn't taste the wheat, it's horrible, it doesn't nice. But then we do the wine gums and the chocolate. That's what I say, it's quite good for people that's trying to get their kids on it. Like, it's got autism where they don't like the taste of it. They can use the cherry pie, it's got the chocolate in it. Oh, there's a wee treat, give them a wee couple, or the wine gums for before he goes to bed at night, the kids.
So it's almost like, to me, it works very well on the human body. There's no restrictions on age.
No, there's not.
I mean, whether it's somebody at 4, whether somebody 7, or whether it's a pension that's coming in as well. I find that once people start introducing it, I just find out once after a couple of days, the good night's sleep makes a big difference to them, first of all. And it's almost as if the human body has a consciousness of itself, that when it has this introduced to its diet, it almost as if it's looking for a wee bit more.
A lot of places put it in as a food supplement as well.
Right.
And a lot of them, and I've got 2 boys that's bodybuilders that do the gym. Pardon me, they do the gym. They come in for the powder, and it's just a powder they sprinkle over their breakfast in the morning, and it's got CBD in it. They're using it for their muscles, and that, because it helps with the muscles.
Right, I'm sure it's like there's some articles about sportsmen who do
that. That's I'm quite shocked. That's because I didn't think that sportmen would be into it, because it's the THC, Canterbury, or the cannabinoids, but he says it's big in London. It's big in London. A lot of them use the bodybuilder shakes as well with the CBD in it as well.
Right, so it really does sweep across the board for all ages.
All ages and all walks of life. That's why I say all walks of life.
For me, a lot of people come along when there's something wrong with them.
I
mean, and obviously that's when they're trying to look for something to fix it. I mean, usually the doctor gives them the tablet that fixes it, but so it might only be on a temporary period, rather than something that you could be able to take for yourself when you need it, and maybe have a more natural effect on it as well. I'm sure you've also told me about the story about the guy who had cancer, right, and who was lying in his bed and he wasn't getting up, he wasn't getting motivated.
He wasn't, and I'll tell you the story. He actually came in, told me his wife came in and took the stuff, but then he came in a couple of days later telling me how he felt a bit better, he could sleep, he was up and doing. Oh, you're talking about the wee old man? During his niece, I'm like, I'd say that's what I mean, I've got that many. His niece comes in from just at the East End. She comes up and gets his syringe. She heard about me, and she used to be at my man's old shop, and she heard about the CBD shop. She came in, got it for herself, and went to her uncle, who's 79, used to be a painter and decorator, was always decorating, painting, but now he's found out he's got cancer. So he's in a chair. More or less, he's turned around and went, I'm giving up, I'm not interested. So his niece went down and visited him. She went, oh, I've got this stuff here, give him a try. She says he was on it a week, and she phoned me back up and she went, can you send me one of the pure syringe down? I went, she went, my wee uncle's been taking it at 79 years of age, and I've never seen him move so much in his life. He started decorating and painting again, and I'm going, but you told me. She went, he totally gied up. Sat there and went, I'm not doing. She went, and then after a week they started stripping walls and started doing the painting again, and we were all like that. What's he on? And he's like, you need to get me more of that stuff in case I run out, because it's the CBD in it, and it's just got a 2%. It must be, when they take it, they've googled it and they've read about it, and other people have got cured with it or helped them along, and it must be in your mind when you're well, I can do that. And the wee old man just, she says he's up and out now. He wasn't bothering, he wasn't going anywhere, he wasn't even got to the pub, and now he's back to his wee normal self. And I'm like, but that's just by taking CBD. And he says, doesn't he take chemo or anything like that? Doesn't he take anything like that? No. Because he says, but then I'm like to him, but you need to speak to your doctor. I can't just say to him, come off it all and do this. I mean, because I always say, speak to your doctor and ask your doctor to advise you if they think it's better for you, better no.
I'm sure anybody I speak to was that we're not medically trained. That's what
I always tell them. If they come in and say, somebody says this, somebody, I go, but ask your doctor before you come off your medication or whatever. I can't say, take this and you can come off your medication. I just tell them, go to your doctor and your doctor will say you can still take it with your medication, or ask your doctor before you come.
Sure, I think that for my own experience, some people who start taking CBD or the THC oil, was it just naturally reduce the tablets that they're taking? Like for yourself, I never recommend anybody should stop anything. To go along and speak to your doctors, I think one of the speakers from last week, he's called Bride, it's like the doctors just now won't admit it, that it works. Well,
that's what I'm going to say. A man came in last week for the vape and he wants to give up smoking, and the doctor actually says, but have you not tried the CBD vape? And he's like, what? And she's like, you can use the CBD vape and see how that works for you, because it's no got tobacco in it. And I'm like, but your doctor says that? He went, she's a young doctor, but I think a few of the doctors, they say to them, a lot of the younger ones go, it's up to you. And a lot of the older ones go, no, don't use it, don't take it. Because I've got a wee pharmacy at my bit, and I was in the other week there getting a prescription for toothpaste and that, and the girls were talking about the CBD, and I was telling them I've just got the shop in the lassie, and the girl behind the pharmacy turned around, more or less says to me, when we all had to try paracetamol before it came legal. I mean, that's all that lassie says to me. And I'm going, do you agree with it? But do you know? And she went, but I can't say I agree with it or I don't. She went, I'm just saying to you, think about it, penicillin was tried legally before it was made illegal. So I was like, she's a young girl, so I think she agrees with it.
But I think what I found is that because it's still criminalised just now, right? So that means there can't be any research on it, so there's no research on the effects of it. And if it's not a medical piece of research, then the doctors are not allowed to talk about it.
They're not allowed to.
That's one of the reasons why they don't.
That's how she just says, it's up to more or less you, do what you want, more or less yourself.
But to me, that's the role that they have as a doctor. But once they come out of that and they're just somebody's mother, brother, sister, child, then they have a look at the same information that we have a look at. And we realise that everybody's taking it just now. I mean,
but I think, see, the way the government is, that wee boy Billy in Ireland, where for Canada, it's like he's more or less took away a brick of the wall a wee bit to say, look, it does work, so why not try it and see what happens. But in a brief is, I think the government don't want to make it legal and give it a prescription, is because it's the other pharmacies like penicillin, antibiotics, they're all going to lose a lot of business through it.
Sure.
So they're not going to be happy. The pharmaceutical businesses that make all this stuff are not going to be happy.
Yeah, but I think now the word's out. Now the word's out. As I said, even though we can still legally have access to the CBD oil, it's like a lot of the information I get on the internet is like there's a kind of comparing contrast between the both of them. And as I said, it's like in the black market, it's quite easily to access the plant.
Very. You just put Google and Google it, and it comes up and tells you how to make it, everything. Sure,
for people who have got the life-threatening diseases. But for the rest of us who just have what we would think used to be normal aches and pains, I mean, they can be alleviated, the symptoms of it, even almost to be able to describe there's been a change in it. And that happens with the CBD products that you have here in your shop.
It's like me with my mum. I think kids on, she's got aching pains just to take the CBD. I'm convinced now. She says, I've got this wrong with that wrong with, and she goes, well, take CBD. I go, hold on, I'll bring you air. I mean, she's tried everything, I think, just for the sake of trying anything. I was like the tea, she'll take the tea, she'll take the drops, and there is nothing wrong with my mum. And I think she just wants, she's here because she misses something, that's what it is. And she goes, well, I get great sleep. Do you know something? I get great. Or do you know I've not had toothache for a while? And I go, I don't think it helps with toothache. I just think she imaginates half the things which she uses. But my mum used to get an implant for her menopause. My mum got the implant, and knew, because they've done research on it and she's over 60 now, she's not entitled to the implant. So I think she's been googling about the CBD, taking it for the menopause and the change and everything else. And I think you done the change a few years ago. No, it's 62. It's like, but I think she just goes, but I've googled it, so it tells you can take it. So I think she's like one of the ones what at first my mum was dead. Don't take that. That's got THC in it, or when they touch it. But I think now she's starting to get there, because we tell her, she's googling most of it herself and finding out what it can help with.
It's something I've never heard of, an implant into a woman's body to help them through the menopause.
No, she never had anything there. My mum, it was always an implant she got. It was like a jag.
Right.
And see, she never got that jag. My mum was a wild. You stayed away from her. You stayed away from my mum because my mum never had anything. She had a hysterectomy and her ovaries all took away when she was young, so they put an implant in her, and it's stopped her going through the menopause. And see, now they've took it out, she feels like she's coming through the menopause now, because she didn't go through it when she was 40 or 50, because she still got her implant, and now she feels, and we go, she's been through the menopause ages ago, but I think she just to get CBD, I think now that's what, so she can take something, so she can say, I take CBD, I do this and I do that. It's mad with.
But it shows you it's changing somebody's. It's not so much attitude, but the change in somebody, for somebody who was so against it at some point, who then comes along and maybe hears everybody else taking it, so they want to take it just so they don't feel left out.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
And then when they take it, then obviously they're starting to tell you the same benefits that everybody else is having. Right. So you were saying about menopause. There's also, somebody had contacted me about the period pains for women as well. That's
good for that.
Right.
That's good for that.
Right. So what would you recommend for that?
I would just, if it's just a period pain to come in with, I would just say to them more or less, go for the 5%, because I'm not one of the ones that will turn around and say to them, take the one at £40, just try it and see what happens. I would rather them take the 5% one at £15, and gradually, if they feel it's working and they want a wee bit stronger, they come and they buy the better one, just to see how they are at first, because I've had a lot of people coming back, and not me but personally, some of them take some of the CBD, it's on the black market, it's knocking them sick, it's knocking them dead dizzy, because they don't know what's in it. So when they come here, mine's is all lab tested in Spain. One is in Holland, I think one of my companies are from Holland. So it's all tested, all lab tested. It's not like you're getting your street one where somebody's making it in their kitchen in a rice cooker and you don't know which, more or less, if they've put coconut oil in it or have they put another kind of oil in it. You don't know what you're taking. So a lot of them come in, but I would just only advise a lady who's got period pains, just take the 5%.
Yeah.
Or if she comes in and says, I've got period pains, I've got a sore back, I've got she's got a pile of stuff, I would say, well, if you want to go higher, I've got the 25%, and start off with that one and see how you get on, but just take it morning, noon and night, then gradually, if you feel it's helping you, but it's only helping you a wee bit, just up the dosage as much as you feel suitable for you, but don't go over the CBD limit.
Sure. So this is for has been inside, some of the folks have a female body, and some of the symptoms that comes along with it. You said also for kids, now we're just starting to get some feedback on the effects of autism with the CBD oil. they've also spoken about the kind of the older generation. I'm sure you said to me at some point it's almost like there was a couple of women came in, you called them the Golden
Girls. There's 3 of them, and they're hilarious. One of them actually says she's going to spike my husband with it, and I went, how is wrong? And she went, oh, he's getting more pains than me, but I'm going to spike him with it. And I'm going, you can't spike your husband CBD. She went, what, doesn't he know won't hurt him? And I'm going, just tell him you're getting him it. Don't just go here. She went, okay, well, never mind anyway. She went, oh, as long as I get a good sleep, she doesn't care. I've got actually a guy at works, and I could see he's in his 30s, and he's got a bad temper. Really, really highly temper. Like, he explained to me more or less, if somebody doesn't give him, if he gives somebody the indicators to pull out in the car, he'll have a screaming match, shouts and bawls, and his temper goes over the roof. And he googled it all himself, and he came in to me and he explained to me, and I says, do you want to try the CBD? I went and he took the 25% one and took one of the vapes, and he came in 3 weeks later with a bunch of flowers to say thanks very much to me. And I'm going, what's that for? I was like, but you only... He went, no, you saved my job. He went, see, since you took it, somebody said something in his work, and he just turned around and went, you're lucky I'm on CBD, or I'd have battered your head in. And walked away and left the guy, and his actual boss came out to him and went at him, what are you on? And he went, what are you talking about? He went, any other time, he went, I'd have had to stop you for strangling that boy. And he went, I could take CBD now. And his boss actually says, I'm going to buy you a box here. So he's now a regular, it comes in and buys the CBD just to calm down. And where he googled it all himself, and came in and got it. But he came back in last week there, wasn't for a top up, it was for the pen, the vape pen, and the vape stuff for his dad, because his dad took his, because his dad's trying to keep smoking up. So they're using it for keeping up smoking as well. And I'm going, alright, so I'm on the computer now googling what the vape thing is, and it's like smoking to help with your breathing better. It's good for everything, more or less. I think it's just, you've got a wee bit of CBD in you, we've got to take it and let it, as you say, release it.
Sure. I get it inside. And I think the fact, that was an interesting story, because I'm sure I've heard that the very first time I heard that about people with this, what we would call road rage.
Road rage.
It's dangerous enough being back out on the roads with the amount of cars, I mean, but if somebody's going to have that inside of them, it's going to cause an accident, it could cause the injury of somebody.
He says it could more or less, he thinks he would have ended up in the jail, because he's just so highly... But he was going through a lot of problems through like his ex-wife and all that as well, so he says it's helped him that way. And he was actually drinking quite a lot as well. He says he was actually drinking quite a lot.
Sure. And I think sometimes because there's not enough information about this just now, so when people come through certain stress periods in their life, I mean, so to release that stress, one of the options available to just now is obviously the alcohol. I mean, and we realise it's a temporary measure at the time, but the following day it just becomes tenfold the things that are inside of you. So to me, like for yourself, Kimberley, it's like now that we have access to it here. I mean, so it's one of the few places we have here in Scotland. You've been open long enough that now you're getting feedback.
I'm getting a lot of feedback now.
Was it this CBD oil that you sell here in the shop is having an effect on every kind of walk in life, all ages of life, and all symptoms that come along with it as well.
It's like my sister-in-law's went to Spain, and my sister-in-law's she's got her throat closes over at night, and she coughs quite a lot, really, really bad, and up and down all night to the toilet. And one of the lassies says to her, in Spain, because it's legal in Spain now, you can buy it, smoke it in the cafes, like at Barcelona, they've got the big cannabis festival thing, and you go there and they just smoke it gradually. They take the THC, what you can buy for smoking and all that as well now. And one of the lassies in the shop says, have you not tried the CBD? And she's going, oh, my sister-in-law's got a shop, but I've never... I went and see when she came back, she came right in and she's like, I'm going to try the CBD. That's because somebody else has told her, she thought I was kidding on. They kept saying, okay, can't do things like that. And see now what somebody else that's been using it has told her. Now she's trying it and she swears by it. My brother-in-law says he had to nudge her the other week there to see if she was still alive in bed because she didn't get up 5 times to the toilet. He had to nudge her, he went, I had to nudge her to see if she was there. He went, because of that, how she not got up 5 or 6 times for the toilet through the night. And that's what she says, what a difference she is in the morning, getting up because she's had a decent sleep, she's not woke up all night.
Well, that's what I found this morning when you gave me the sample the other day. It was like, when you wake up, I never woke up at once during the night.
That's, you don't do, you know?
It's almost like you go into... It's almost as if your body relaxes a lot more.
A lot better.
So when your body relaxes, then the body can get to sleep a lot more. And it's no trouble by getting up 2 or 3 times in the night, or even the broken sleep inside your head. To me, while you're taking it, while you're sleeping, it's allowing your body to repair itself from the inside. And the difference that makes not only on the person who's taking it, but also on the people who are around them. As you said, like partners and relationships and kids and what that is.
It's not just one market, it helps everybody else round about. If you get a good night's sleep, everybody else is fine. You're a good day. Everybody doesn't need to walk on eggshells that day.
And that's what we're looking for. Everybody to have a good day at some point. So, as I said, we have the group of people behind these talks just now who are having a meeting with the Scottish Parliament. I think it's next week at some point, the second week in September. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes along. I would like to think that it would maybe make a difference to them, but we won't know until we get the feedback from them. And then hopefully, as they were holding meetings, I thought that maybe one of the guest speakers who should come along and share the CBD side of it would be somebody like yourself. I mean, so until that happens, until we get the camera crews in, Kimberley, right?
Give me a chance to sort myself out.
I would like to thank you very much. I'm very grateful for you giving me the time to record this kind of interview, this information.
Thanks very much for letting me come on.
I'm sure it's going to be an eye-opener for a lot of people. I mean, again, I think that if we're here in, as I keep saying, the East End of Glasgow, then to come along to the wee town that we call Bellshill. And they can find you, again, the name of your webpage is?
CBD for you, for me.
So
CBD
4, so the 4 is actually... It's a number 4.
Just a wee bit catchy.
Just to be something different. I mean, they can also catch you up on Facebook if anybody uses Facebook.
And Instagram as well.
I mean, there's also a contact number. I, from my own experience to come along here, Kimberley, I think that anybody who's having wanted a wee bit more information, it's like you're always very welcome. You're very knowledgeable. You have all this experience that you're more than happy to share, both with people who are
just sometimes I wish I'd done it years ago when my brother-in-law and my man's cousin get cancer, and you wish you knew it then.
Sure.
So because then you could have helped him along the way, or
I think
him a wee.
Yeah, that's a common thing that even I found when you come across it, right, and you realise it could make a difference, right. You always, one of the things you always do is you always look back. I mean, if it had been sooner, right. The fact is that we're now here, I mean, up and running with it to a certain degree. It's still a lot further than people who are still looking back and don't know anything about it. It's like I've spoken to people around about this area who are still apprehensive about coming along.
It's just, see, as soon as they say Holland and Barrett sold it at one point,
that's right,
and they think it's okay now, but then one of my customers were in Holland Barrett. I was actually in Holland Barrett, I'll tell you the truth, I was actually in Holland Barrett, and I was actually just seeing what the prices were and what they knew, and a lady was in, and I was asking the girl behind the desk who was selling it, where's your CBD stuff? She showed me 3 things and she went, there it's there, and I said, do you know anything about it? And she went, no, I can't tell you. She didn't, they've not been more educated in it. They've not been good guidance to tell them about it. So there were a lady in, and I've ended up telling a lady who came in for stuff, I've ended up selling her a Holland and Barrett one, and she went, how do you know? I went, I've just opened a shop up in Bellshill. And she went, alright. She put the stuff back and went, I'm going to just come to you then. And I'm like, the lassie behind the desk just looking, she went, because I said to the lassie straight, I've just opened a shop with CBD in it. And the lady, because she was a well-respected lady, what you wouldn't have thought would have been interested, and the only reason she says she was interested in it is because she's seen the advert in between Emmerdale and Coronation Street, a CBD advert, and that's kind of what they, but they're still hesitating about taking it because they think it's still related to drugs and it's...
Yeah. I think it's like I've been to Holland Barrett as well, and many people had bought it. I think when we had to look back on it, it was almost as if it didn't have enough strength of the CBD.
2.5% CBD.
Yeah.
And they've got a 5%. But they're saying it's the smaller bottle, and they charge like £70 for a smaller bottle, and it's got 5% in it, and it tastes fagged out.
That's right.
It tastes about fagged out's in a can, and it's a smell of that, but they'd say it tastes, it's horrendous.
Sure. And I think, like, for anybody who works in the Holland Barrett, they just see that as one product in amongst many others.
They've no educated. My girl actually did say that when they left. She went, we've not been educated. And I said, go on the internet and educate yourself. I went, what I've done, I've educated myself on the internet. I've actually, when the reps have come in with the product, they give me all the leaflets and all the information, and I'll sit and something that finds interesting, I'll sit and I'll study it and find out every wee bit and bob. Then other people come in and tell me, they've got this, they've got that, and they tell me, well, it's helped them, so now I know, well, it helps people with this, and it helps people with that, it helps people with this. It's just knowledge, more or less, let people tell you. The feedback on it, that's what it is.
Yeah. As I said, to me, Scots are very good informing each other through word of mouth. And that seems to be the big thing I find about here. It's like they really need to have people to come along and have the experience on it. Realises it works on every human body. It doesn't select somebody, it works on somebody it doesn't work on. Like for yourself, it's nice to listen to somebody who's talked about it from the experience of also taking it. And I think, like for yourself, a lot of people, even who try and promote it, don't take it themselves at the very start.
Well, as I say, I've got to try my goods before I tell everybody else.
Exactly.
That's it.
Aye. And I think talking from experience always has a better story to it. I mean, because you're talking from experience, it's more genuine, without a doubt, rather than trying to reference what somebody else had said about it.
It's like my friend, her wee boy's get Crohn's, and she's hesitating about gaining it. But then I'm like, I've got 2 customers that get Crohn's and they use it, and what a difference. They stopped taking the milkshakes, and their doctor says it was fine for them to take it on their medication, but she's still, will I no use it? Will I use it? Because the wee boy is just still, they're trying to figure out the medication what suits him just now.
Right.
So she doesn't want to give him the CBD in case it does anything that way. But he's 12 years of age, and she goes, I know, but I don't know if to use it. And I go, well, Google it and come back to me. I went, but now I've been Googling, and the amount of people they say use it for Crohn's, IBS, and everything else. But maybe she'll be a new customer by the end of the year.
But I think, like for yourself, a lot of people will Google it now. You were saying earlier on, I think even my mum had mentioned to me that it's now on the adverts in between the soaps. There's a lot of people watching it. I mean, it's almost as if it's now opening up to people that if it's on TV,
they'll take it.
They'll take it. Or if somebody they know is taking it,
they'll take it. That's what I found out more or less. And
that's what it seemed to be just now. But since it's such a big topic just now, as you said, there's such an industry to come behind it if we could have access to it all. And hopefully that's going to come within the next couple of weeks, hopefully through the government. So thank you very much as always, Kimberley.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And as I said, what we'll do is, I think they have the meeting in Blantyre tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, didn't you? It's about 7.
That's been a wee bit more advertisement, so there might be a lot more people who turn up for there. And if anybody who's listening tonight wants to come along and meet you personally, then they can come along to Blantyre tomorrow. If not, as I said, you can find their page on Facebook, which is CBD4, which is number 4 for you, for me, and also on their web page, it's got the exact same address, www.cbdformeforyou.co.uk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kimberley. Thank you.